dia.
Got a mic?
Kayak com gringo.
Yo, Inglesi or what? Dios te bendiga. Got a mic? Mic muted? Yo, yo.
Yo.
Yo, yo. You guys got a mic?
Yeah, bro, we all got mics.
You guys locked in or what?
Yep. We locked in. We trying to we locked in, bro. We locked in.
Damn near. That's called the
Do
gooch.
you love like
Bobby.
Rod, you got people blaming the death on you. We got step up, how Rod?
Like I said, I ain't gonna blame my shit on that nigga Bud. He shouldn't have just ran up there like that. You feel me?
Ran up there like a bot.
Cause I already knew they were finna come down. I was just trying to give them some time. But
look out, Chad.
Let's go. Lock it in.
Lock in, Chad.
I'm squad leading this, by the way.
All right, Captain. Take us to V3.
Okay, we're going top dam, rough area in there.
Anybody got a mic? Anybody got a mic? I don't hear nobody.
Hey, spot, turn off.
I'm trying to turn my game off. Well, I report your ass.
Is anyone else's game choppy or no?
yeah, but other than that, we were doing
Yes,
good.
Captain. Yes, Captain.
Jump, blue, jump. Wake up.
Whoop. The captain said jump.
Jump, maggot.
Look at that.
Let's go down here. Let's go down there.
Other than that, bro, on the kills and everything, we're doing good, bud.
Go, go, go.
It's his first jump. It's his first jump. You got a team.
Go far, go. Go
He a little shaky.
This
He a
building.
little shaky, bakey.
On me, land on me.
Yes, sir, Captain. And you. Landing and you.
My game's choppy.
Oh, one right there with a gun. I'm big building.
Yeah.
Man, it's a whole team in that motherfucker, bro.
What up, bro?
He was the bait. He was the bait. He showed it. He told it how to
Oh, shit, bro. That's so crazy.
Captain's down. Captain's down.
You guys gotta land on me, man.
Come on, coach.
You sat there and told us
You guys have to land on me, man. I don't know what you guys doing. That's GG's, bro. That's not playing with this bot shit. I already knew from the fucking first second. I already knew it was gonna be a bad game. We gotta run it anyways sometimes.
Ain't loud. This woman said, "Hell nah."
You know what you saw.
Got a mic? Yo. Christ is up, Christ is risen, repent and pray, be forgiven, you heard?
Where is it, Virginia?
Got a mic? Mic muted? Mic up, mic muted. Got a mic? Mic muted? Yo, yo.
discussing syntax, then we'll go back and forth about okay, what exactly do you define as a mind, and then we're going into philosophy.
Not really, Cody. We're just not really, Cody. We're just asking you if this guy have a mind.
Okay, if you mean a mind like humans, then no.
Okay, he doesn't have a mind like humans, but he has a mind.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. That's why I said we would have to go into what's a mind, and that's irrelevant. Like for instance,
Does God think?
If you say will, that's different. I can agree with that. I can say God has a will.
So God,
But a mind is different definitions of like. There's a disagreement.
Does
on what a
God
mind
have
is.
opinions?
Opinions?
Yeah. Does he have
Yes.
opinions?
I wouldn't call it opinions.
All right. So what does he have? He won't be thinking about shit. Like I'm very confused here, bro.
Okay, can I just address? Can we go back to the main point that we're talking about? I feel like we kind of went outside topic. I'll just.
All right, cool. So
What my definition of good and bad is, right?
All right, cool. So do you remember mine?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So what is yours?
Okay. I derive good and bad based on.
Got a mic? Mic muted? Yo, yo.
Yo,
Are you solo or squatted?
solo I am.
Bro, I only play lock-in fast-paced, alright?
Just
Okay, Cody. I get that maybe you're a bit overwhelmed right now, and I can understand that. I get overwhelmed too. I'm planning on trying to do this regularly. Would you mind like collecting your thoughts on morality and maybe coming back? Because we are brushing up against 3 hours, and I'm not wanting to take up Bolsey's entire Saturday night.
Yeah, and Cody, I go from Thursday through Saturday, so you can definitely come on by. I even have a call-in number or like a phone number that you can call in. So go ahead and just follow me on YouTube, and you can go ahead and come next time that I'm doing these things. All right, so like don't worry. I know what it's like to kind of be overwhelmed. I'm just
Well,
I used to be in the military.
to be fair, it's not.
To be fair,
It wasn't that I was overwhelmed. Like I said, I have ADHD, so when I'm on a topic and I'm trying to state an idea that's in my head, if somebody interrupts or like changes the topic, it's hard for me to remember it again.
I got you. We got to get up. No, I got you. So we're all brushing up about 3 hours. So the question was your framework on morality. If you want to go ahead and
Got a mic?
like take a few minutes and come back at the end, then that's fine too. If she is not,
Got a mic?
that'll be cool. Yeah. All right. So yeah, go ahead, take a few minutes and come on back. All right.
Yo, Christ is up, Christ is risen, repent and pray, be forgiven.
Yeah, Mark's gonna be our last guy unless Cody comes back. Mark, thank you so much for being up here for as long as you have. Are you over 18, and what are your pronouns?
I am over 18. I don't do the pronouns stuff.
Well, you did the pronouns by saying I don't do the pronouns. But if I said he came up into the live, would that be correct, or would it be more correct to say she?
My pronouns are the appropriate for a man.
But that doesn't tell me anything. Or would it be they came up into my live, or would it be something else?
They have multiple people. I'm obviously not multiple people, so I can't be
There's a
they.
singular use of they. Can we just like move past the kindergarten level of shit here and just give me your
Sure.
pronouns?
I won't answer you and let's move on to the debate or the topic.
No. If you don't answer, I'm dropping you.
Mark,
That's fine.
What's the pronouns, bro? This is
Need a
not a big
purity
deal,
test
bro. Why do y'all
talk
do
to you.
this?
bro. Start pumping into
Where you tell me to hug you?
Mark, chill out. Just listen to what I'm saying to you. Hold on, just listen to what I'm saying to you. Why do y'all
I am
make such a
listening. Why you keep repeating yourself? I was listening.
Oh my god, bro. You just interrupted me. So that means you're not listening. So,
Go on.
why do y'all make such a big deal out of it? Don't interrupt again.
Why do you make a big deal out of it? I just said I don't.
Shut up. Why do y'all make such a big deal out of this? Just tell us he, him. Just say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. Why do you want me to say it?
Y'all such bitches.
How's it going, man?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, yes,
Okay.
he was here yesterday. It was rather interesting. King of Knives, you wanted to come back and get cooked again. So, what would you like to get cooked on tonight?
Well, I didn't get cooked for starters, but
Right.
you just had to move on. We didn't even get to the part of the issue, but anyways.
The calendar argument, and then saying that Israel has been established as a country for more than 1,000 years.
And that's false?
Yeah, both carrier.
Oh, so what about King David and King Solomon and their empire? And what about the 12 tribes of Israel before that?
None of that matters.
What about them? They existed. They're saying they didn't even exist. This is false.
So?
What do you mean so?
Alright, all right,
What do you mean
so?
so? Is that the best you got?
Alright, so King, chill out. Listen. Alright, so yeah, King David, King Solomon, according to some archaeological records, yeah, they could have been some real people. Now, the stories in the Bible, are those 100% true? Probably
Well,
not.
miracles you
Let's
can't really
analyze it.
prove,
Yeah,
so
Hold on, King. Let me finish, please. Alright, so the stories of them in the Bible, are those actually true? There's no way to actually show that, right? But according to archaeology, yes, there was a David, likely a Solomon, likely an Absalom, and hundreds of other kings afterwards. So what?
that the lineage of the Bible continued through all those men, and their God helped them through the times.
How do you actually how do you actually prove that the lineage has survived all the way through the Bible? Because there's really no record of that happening. And number two, how do you actually show that their God existed?
We can actually trace back history to around 3000 BC accurately. So to say that something within 1500s to about 500 BC is out of the question is false, because we know the ancient Egyptian
I didn't
kings.
say anything's out of the question, my guy.
No,
I
but
didn't say anything's out of the
you're
question.
saying
I
it
asked
like
you,
they
how do you
likely
actually-
existed when it
what I
actually is a
said-
matter of
what I
fact.
asked you, what I said is what I said. I didn't say they didn't exist. That's not what I said.
No, you said
That
they're
means
likely
that's
to
not-
exist, so you're not even for
So,
certain.
that means I didn't say they did not likely to exist.
Yes, you
I didn't say
did.
that.
I'm
I
listening.
said that they did. I said they did likely exist because we have archaeological records of them.
Didn't
So,
or
yeah,
did?
they likely existed. That's number one. Hold on, let me finish. So that's number one. Yeah, David more than likely existed.
Okay.
But your claim is, when I said so what, your answer was that it shows that their God helped them through it and their lineage survived. So
Yeah.
my question is, how do we actually show that their lineage survived, because we don't have much record of that?
Mhm.
And number two, how do you show that their God existed?
Perfect. If we look at the roots of what Israel became later, they were Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and then they went into bondage for 400 years, and then Moses freed the slaves in Egypt. Then Joshua led them over, got the promised land back, and that's why a lot of people say, why is your God so horrible, right? Because he commanded a lot of things bad back in the day. Well, you have to understand that those people they're worshiping paganistic stuff, and they're doing sacrifices, like animal and human. So they were doing ungodly things. So to say that God wiped them out for nothing is not accurate. So
while David,
Alright, so David still-
Solomon may have
so now it's-
existed.
no, but the lineage that's the foundation of where David came from.
While David and Solomon may have existed, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob definitely did not.
Yeah, they never really existed on other paper, but the Bible is a source text.
Or in
But
reality.
it says otherwise,
so
because
guys,
Israel was
so
established. See, that's what you guys can't understand.
Knives,
Israel was
hold on,
established.
Knives, let me actually respond to what you said before. All right, so when it comes to someone like Moses freeing the slaves in Egypt, number one, Moses likely did not exist, according to Jewish scholarship. I'm pretty sure Bible guy knows more about this than I do. But he
That makes no sense. How could Jewish say Moses not exist?
Hold on, let me finish. Moses, most likely did not exist as a real person, but the one that's in the Bible definitely did not exist. All right, so that version didn't exist because the Hebrews were not slaves in large numbers in Egypt as described in the Bible either. That's not a historical record. So this entire thing, what we see in the Exodus, is a foundation myth. It's a whole foundation myth. Now, was Joshua a real guy? He was probably like a legendary figure like King Arthur. King Arthur was like 12 people amalgamated into one. Joshua was likely the same thing. Probably like 10, 15 warrior kings or are
King Arthur is King Arthur.
amalgamated into one, and that's Joshua.
Yeah, King Arthur is a fictional character or a real character?
Arthur's a fictional person.
Okay.
King Arthur's not real.
I understand that. I understand that. But Joshua was real. To say he was a bunch of people is inaccurate because you're comparing to and like someone who didn't even exist. So, okay, this is the catch. Okay, this is the catch. This is where it all makes sense. How did Israel become a nation?
Knives, did you understand what I said?
No, I did because
Did you
you're
understand
not.
what I said, bro?
Yeah, I did understand what you're saying. I do. But I'm asking you, how did Israel become a nation from the roots?
Yeah, they came out of the Canaanites. They were just another group of Canaanites. That's what all the data seems to suggest. When we do like comparative like analysis of like DNA, we see that there's like a strong connection between the Jewish people and the Canaanites. They worship the same chief deity.
Okay.
They had this. They use even the language that the Israelites use, Hebrew, is a Canaanite dialect.
Yeah, but when they came out of Egypt, did they not like basically wipe out the other nations?
They didn't come out of Egypt.
Yeah, but why do you give the Bible so much flack? Because you said God commanded all these bad things to happen when it didn't even exist.
All the data seems to support that the Israelites were just another group of highland Canaanites.
Yeah, but they conquered their land back.
The Exodus story most likely comes about from a long time period of. At one point, the Canaanites were ruled over by the Egyptians in the land of Canaan, and probably most likely than not, the Israelites just had like a cultural memory of that time period, and then over the generations, it just gets mythologized until you get to the elaborate Exodus myth.
I'm talking after Exodus, when the people actually wiped out the people who were there and then established their own land.
Canaanites made war with each other all
Exactly,
the time.
exactly.
There were lots of different Canaanite tribes,
Yeah.
including the Israelites, and
Yeah.
they always made war with each other. By the way, the Israelites were also guilty of offering up sacrifices to Yahweh of kids.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. Now hold on. So let's get this back on track a little bit, because it's, why is your God so horrible? So how does any of this track to your God being horrible? He commands the Israelites to rape women. He sex traffics children like Epstein did. He murders little babies by having the Israelites stab them in the face. Those are several different ways in which your God is pretty horrible there, King of Knives. Considering that you are the King of Knives, I figured you'd be a bit offended by his use of knives in the faces of babies. So what say you about that?
I already told you, those people were doing the worst of the worst, and they had to. I guess God chose to wipe it as a whole, right? I'm not God. I can't say why he did that or why didn't he do that. But that's what we see. We see in history there was a tribe of Israel who actually went out and wiped out the people, right? And then established their own land. Just by historicity. Just by historicity.
Is it sometimes good to rape women?
Of course not.
Okay.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. You're just making it up.
I'm not
That
making
the other one is real, but that one's fake.
We're not. Hey,
Show me the verse.
let me-
Show me the verse.
Give you hold on, knives, chill. Let me
I'm
give
chill.
You a scenario, right? And I'm gonna ask. Hold on. Let me give you a scenario, and I'm gonna ask you if I rape that woman or not. Let's say the United States and Mexico go to war.
No, I don't want hypotheticals. Can you show the Bible verse? I don't want hypotheticals.
Hold on, let me
No.
just finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying, knives. Let me just finish what I'm saying. Let's say I go to the United States and Mexico are at war. I'm a soldier for the United States. I go to Mexico City. I see Maria Consuelo Rodriguez. I think, that's a really hot Latina with a huge booty. I'm gonna bring her home with me. I then kill her parents, bring her to my house. I cut her nails off. I let her cry for a month, and after that, I'd be like, "Well, you're my wife now, so let's have sex." And I have sex with her. Did I rape that woman?
Technically. But
Yeah.
okay, that you're describing the spoils of war.
21:14?
You're describing spoils of war. That's what the spoils of war. Everyone did that. Everybody did that back when they did conquering.
I know they all did that. And that was rape, wasn't it?
Yeah, by definition.
Yeah.
Just by definition.
Yeah, but the thing is, if God doesn't exist, well, sure.
For.
But if God doesn't exist, then it doesn't matter because it's all a story. But if he does exist, then there's something to consider there. Like why it happened? Yeah, but is he real? Is he real or not? Is he horrible? Is he real or not?
Woman here. What the fuck are we considering? wondering about this. I want to know. Like, and these weren't even like this wasn't even like women. These are probably like children in actuality.
Yeah.
Like, what do I have to consider? Like, should I just submit? Like, is that what you're telling me?
It,
Like,
it
sometimes
was
God's
basically an
like-
Old Testament story of the Israelites, how they got their land back. That's all it was. But if you
No,
actually
no, no,
read the
no,
rest
no,
of the
no, no.
Bible,
So it's an Old Testament. Hold on. It's an Old Testament story about God commanding something. So it's
Yeah.
your God commanding something.
okay, and he also commanded
by the
he
way-
also commanded Jesus to come down and help people too. So
right after this,
so you gotta
also
get the whole
says
story.
to stone like little kids because they're drunkards. Like, that's the story right after this. And these are all
Verse
God's.
please.
Yeah, it's Deuteronomy 21. I think it's 15. I think it starts at 15. There may be a story in between it's the rebellious children because they're misbehaving, so they're drunkards. Like, that is the story right after that. Like,
Is it Deuteronomy 21:15?
I think it might be a little further down. It's in 21. But like, this is 21, and then you get into 22, right? And 22, when we start like at like 25 and 28, it's like telling you sometimes rape's okay in another way. So like, this is all God, by the way, saying this. Not only this, then we go back to Exodus 20. We can look at verse 17, where women are property. Then we can go back and look at how women are betrothed. And so it's not just like this one verse. This has to do with like all of God's law and how women's consent is valued.
But
How in times of war, women are considered property. Hold on. Dalton, GE, or Volsi, can you bring up the one about how? Oh my God! Now I'm having trouble recalling it. How in times of oh my brain. How in times of is it Samuel? I'm trying to remember. Anyways, that's beside the point. I can use all this and then not bring that up, and it's just fine. Why is it that
You're talking about 1 Samuel 15, 1 through 3?
I think so. But when can you name a single verse where women's consent is ever considered king? Ever once?
well, there was the law of marriage, right? Holy matrimony. They wanted just one man, one woman to have a family. That was the tradition.
That's not true.
That's
at
the tradition.
all.
King
No,
David had
adultery-
concubines, but
adultery does not mean that women. Adultery means that women can't do this action. It was perfectly okay and acceptable for men to take up many wives in the Old Testament.
yeah, but no, there's no law that says that. It's just one. It says one shall they shall leave their parents, and then the two flesh shall become
You're
one.
talking about Genesis.
Yeah, but
Genesis
that's
has
the
nothing
baseline.
To do, no, it's not.
It is the
Genesis,
baseline.
Yeah, they're not talking to humankind. They're talking to Adam and Eve very specifically here in Genesis. When we look further at what's happening, there is no law saying that women are allowed to divorce. There's no law saying that women are allowed to have multiple partners. In fact, there are laws that say that when a man takes up another wife, that he has to treat them equally, right? Like, this is God.
Wait, what? Say it again.
Sorry.
So hold on.
Wait.
Well, hold on. I just want to point out here, Deuteronomy 21, 15 to 20 has, if a man has two wives.
That's the one. Yes, thank
What was
you.
it? What was that about? One man, one wife? I feel like that's just not true.
You're cherry picking one verse
Yeah,
out of the
not to
whole
mention
Bible.
The fact that Solomon had 700 concubines.
I understand concubines is concubines, and I get that it's wrong, but that's what they had.
No,
Okay.
it was never
But
wrong.
yes, it was wrong. It was a standard was always one man, one woman. It was taught that from Adam to
Name
Eve.
a time where women had multiple husbands and
They
they
never
were
had
righteous
that.
in the eyes of the Lord.
They never had that.
Name
Yeah,
a
but-
time.
No, so King of Knives, do you... Well, yeah, so King of Knives, do you recall the guy, Jacob, that God renamed to Israel?
Yeah.
He built the entire Israelite nation off of him. Do you know how many wives and concubines he had?
How many?
4.
Okay.
He had kids with all of them. That's where you get the 12 tribes of Israel from. So, no, it's never been one man, one woman as far as, like, that goes. It's always been a plurality of women with one man. Women can't have multiple guys, but a guy can have multiple women.
Sure, and they had that, but there was also some people who only had one wife too. So.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
So yeah, they had it. What's your point? They had it a few wives back in the day, but it's not a commandment though.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not a commandment.
Goodbye, King of
Oh my gosh, bro, these guys are jokes.
Oh my God! What the fuck? We're up shit creek
They
without.
had it. What's your point? They had it.
Okay. And Cody, another go.
Yeah, we'll talk to Cody for about like next 15 minutes because I do gotta go ahead and get off, get something to eat. But
Yeah, I know.
There?
Yeah, here's Cody. Cody, we want to try to wrap up here real quick. I know that we told you that you could come back if you wanted to, so here's your chance.
Okay, thank you so much. I actually appreciate you keeping your word. I didn't expect that. Not that I thought negatively of you. It's just that didn't sound like something that was, But okay, yeah, I have my thing like fleshed out, written down. So if you want, we can start right where we left off, or it's up to you guys.
Yeah, we really only have time to sort of address it sort of superficially. So this would be something good for us to preface for like a future conversation. I definitely suggest following Volsey here if you want to directly interact with him, and then on his channels, which I've got linked down below. I don't know where you came from, either my channel or his channels, but definitely follow him there. But yeah, go ahead and read off what you got, and we'll kind of superficially interact with it for a minute.
Okay, so I kind of have two different definitions of good and bad. The main one is kind of in line with what he said to some extent, that purpose has to be established to determine morality, right? Like almost like a goal, but a little bit different. And I believe that the thing that has the right to establish purpose is the thing that obviously created the thing. And whatever aligns with that purpose is good, whatever doesn't is bad. So for instance, if I invent an iPhone, right, then I have the right to establish its purpose because I was the one that made it. And then if something goes against the purpose of the iPhone, right, its intricate purposes like purpose to call, to text, whatever, if it's used for other than that, then I say that that's bad. Second definition.
Sorry. Just to interact at least a little bit superficially, I feel like this sort of brushes up against vestigial limbs. Because the thing with vestigial limbs, if God is the creator of everything and creator of all animals and all life, then the vestigial limbs seem to make no sense under this particular definition, because vestigial limbs are not necessarily unused, they're just used for a different purpose. So like a good example of this would be like in whales. Whales do have a pelvic bone that have rudimentary like bones for legs and everything, because those are remnants from the evolution of
Like, no.
This last time.
You do my netting like 1% mostly.
Europe is. Follow. Thank you, Solomon. Yeah. He was mad because he died.
Best friend. Commercial.
People mostly
Nice.
No, I thought I helped him. I fixed it.
Nice takeover.
Where the so what I'm
Say that. 99 are laws. You'll never won't agree to that, but you want to come over to Christianity and think you can.
is too prideful, man. What's going on, Chew 69? Hey, what's up? What's going on, man?
I'm okay. Bible controversies and discrepancies. Hey, you guys military?
No, man.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's an inside joke. What you mean by that? What's the discrepancies in the Bible?
Like we were just talking about. Yeah, to be God, or that Jesus is God, but Jesus never even claimed to be God.
Oh.
I mean, he done it a few times.
If you're a doctor, do you need to tell me you're a doctor for to be a doctor?
All right.
I mean, but when you explicitly opposes the idea, then yeah, you can believe that you're not. So
Can you tell me a man in any time that had encounters with people before they were born?
what? Say that again.
Can you tell me at any time in history where there's somebody else outside of Jesus that encountered somebody before they themselves was born?
That incarnated themselves before they were born?
No, that encountered people in previous times, like before they were born, quote unquote, when Christ told the Pharisees, "Before Abraham was, I am." When he saw my day, he was glad.
And what is he referencing when he said that?
He is Jehovah. He is Yahweh. He is him. He is the Almighty.
How do you get from I am to Yahweh?
Because the I am is Yahweh. It's just a different title.
But where do you find that?
In the scriptures, when he talked to when Jesus Christ talked to Moses, when Moses asked Jesus, Jesus, who do I tell him you are? And he says, I am that I am.
I agree with you, brother. I 100% agree with you. So when we actually
should be
go
case
to
closed.
now, my question to you, True, is was the Bible written in Greek or Hebrew?
I got no idea. I don't speak those languages.
What? You don't know what the Bible? Okay, I'll just tell you. The Bible, and you can just look this up if you don't believe me. The Bible was written in Hebrew, not in Greek. The New Testament is written in Greek, right? The New Testament authors are reading from the Septuagint, which is the translation from the Greek or the translation from Hebrew into Greek. That's what the New Testament authors are reading, right? And so when they read Exodus 3:14, they're reading it from the Greek Septuagint, which is in Greek, again, a translation of the Hebrew. Now, I will give it to you, True. It does say in Greek Septuagint, ego eimi hoon, which is I am the one who is, right? Modern translations just say I am that I am, but in the Septuagint it says I am the one who is. I will give that to you. But again, Exodus, which would be the Old Testament, was not written in Greek. It was written in Hebrew. So in Hebrew it says Ayer Eye Esher Eye, which means I will be what I will be. So my question to you, True, is does Jesus have like dementia or something? He don't remember what he told his prophet Moses? He's misquoting his own words to his prophet Moses.
If you are Antichrist, just say it. But
okay, can you answer that question? Now you're deflecting. Can you answer that question? Okay, so you got cooked on that one. So bring up another one, and I'll cook that one too. You got cooked on that I am. So bring up another one.
How did I get cooked on that?
Okay, well then answer the question. Answer the question.
Repeat your question.
Okay, so why is Jesus misquoting his own words to is Jesus saying I am that I am when he didn't even say that in the first place?
So the Old Testament and the New Testament is written in the same language?
No, they're not. They're written in
By
the
the
New
same-
Testament. The New Testament is written in Greek. The Old Testament is written in Hebrew.
So they're different. They have different letters, different wording, and everything. Right?
Yep.
So what's your point?
My point is,
be honest with me. What you looking for?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to explain to you is when the Greeks translated the Hebrew into Greek, which we call the Septuagint. You can look that up. Right? It's the Old Testament in Greek. It's what they translated. They mistranslated this verse to say ego eimi hoon, which means I am the one who is. But that's a mistranslation. And so when the author writers, hold on, brother.
Sorry.
When the author writers, when John is reading the Greek Septuagint, he's reading I am, but that's not what it says in Hebrew. So he's going to say that Jesus said I am, even though that's not even what the angel said to Moses in the first place, because it's a mistranslation.
So is that Jesus Christ's fault because the translation was different?
Brother, you're saying that Jesus was the one that spoke to Moses, so he would know the real translation if he's the one that's saying it.
So again, right? Wait, hold on. The text that we let's just say this way, right? So the text that we got from the scriptures, you like. That was you. You wrote the scriptures, and Christ was speaking to you. You were the first person perspective of the scriptures, or we have like a third, because like the scriptures is text,
yeah,
right?
Third person. Yes, third person.
Okay, so somebody got the information and they wrote it down. That's how I think it happened. Well, I wasn't there but that's what I assumed.
No, you're right.
Agree? So the person that wrote that part where Christ said, I am that I am to the Pharisees, and immediately the Pharisees put two and two together, which they were very smart men, right? And then they put two and two together and try to unalive him because they said, you being a man, you make yourself. So basically, because when people say, oh, Christ never said he was God, so what the Pharisees want to unalive him? That's a part of it. The second thing is, when you say, oh, does he have dementia? That's why I asked. That's why I say, if you're anti-Christ, just say that. Because now you're implying a person's perspective in writing what Christ said immediately means that Christ did not know what he was talking about. If that's what you want to go with, my friend, go with it. I guess.
I don't think that Jesus was referencing Exodus 3:14. That's what you're saying. If you're going to say that Jesus, when he says I am, before Abraham was I am, if you're going to say that he's talking about Exodus 3:14, then he 100% has dementia, because he didn't even say that to Moses. He says, I will be what I will be.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so then Jesus does have dementia then.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to go with that, you have the freedom of choice to choose that.
No, brother. No, it's not what I'm going with. It's what the Hebrew says. The Hebrew does not say I am.
What does the Hebrew say again? You keep confusing me.
Yes. The Hebrew says, I will be what I will be. So why is Jesus misquoting his own words? That makes
I am what I am, and I will be what I will be. It's just two different crazy things.
Brother. You can't even say I am in Hebrew. That it's impossible. So how did he say I am?
Because it's God.
No, that goes against what you say. How is he saying I am? How did he say I am to Moses in Hebrew if you can't even say I am in Hebrew?
Are you implying that God cannot alter language?
Brother, Moses wouldn't even have known what he was saying, because you can't say that.
Wasn't Moses a dumb person, and God told him, like, I will literally speak for you?
Brother, either way.
No, he had a slow tongue. You gotta get it right.
Either way it goes. Right. He wasn't hard of hearing.
You gotta tell me, because when the people ask him,
brother, he wasn't hard of hearing. He had a speech impediment.
Okay, so now hear me out, right?
Two completely different things.
Hear me out, right? You just said that this word doesn't even exist, but when Moses, which at that time, which he spoke that language, he said those same words to the Hebrew Israelites when he got to them, he said, they said, who sent you? And then he said, I am that I am, which is the same thing that you said that did not exist.
Right there is the issue. There is no translation from Hebrew that says I am that I am.
There is. We're literally reading it now.
Yes,
brother, you're reading a translation. You're not reading the Hebrew.
Yeah, I don't think the Hebrew would do me any favors here because I would not understand Hebrew. I do not speak Hebrew.
Okay, so then why don't you let someone that actually took philology in Hebrew in college, why don't you let them teach you?
What does literally the Bible says, let no man teach you. So why would
So then why do you listen to Jesus? Didn't Jesus teach you?
Are you sick, my friend?
You said let no man teach you, right?
Don't you know who was in the beginning with God?
Okay, so how about you just let the scholar teach you and you be a student and listen? I'm telling you that Exodus 3:14, you can look it up on Google if you want. It says Eyeh Esher Eyeh. It does not say I am that I am.
Well, so I'm a little confused. What's your stance here? Are you implying that you a knee bending Christian, or what are you like?
Brother, that doesn't matter what I am. I'm telling you what it says.
No, I'm saying like what? Because I don't understand your stance. I told you what my stance is. What's your stance?
I'm telling you that if you want to claim that Jesus is quoting what he said to Moses, then he clearly has dementia. That's my stance.
I'm not claiming anything. I'm just reading what the Bible says.
That's exactly what you said. You said that Jesus is saying what he said to Moses.
Yeah, I'm just giving a reference.
Okay, so if that's the case, if that's the case, why is he misquoting his own words?
I mean, you were there, so you would know. You know better than me, shit. You've been in time and space and all of
Look, brother, clearly if I'm talking to my greatest, my greatest prophet ever, right? Clearly I would know what I told him. I wouldn't be misquoting my own words. And he's supposed to be God and all-knowing.
I mean, he's supposed to be, right? That's what me and you believe in. He's supposed to be, so.
No, I don't believe that he's all-knowing, brother.
So why are you saying that then?
Because clearly I'm showing you where he's not all-knowing.
Clearly he doesn't remember what he's telling Moses.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me read this for you real quick. Since you were asking for it. Hold on. You want me to read something to your ears real quick? Let me read something.
Go ahead, brother. And I'm gonna cook whatever you bring up.
Open up your ears a little bit, okay?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
As the word says, he who has ear, let him hear what the word of the Lord. Let's put it this right here.
Yeah, you see how he's deflecting, right?
He's deflecting what?
He's running.
You asking me questions, I'm going.
Yeah, so you're deflecting. So you're deflecting. But we have two other guests on the panel. Since you're deflecting, we can go to those two other guests. So I think King of Kings was here. King of Knights were here first.
You asked me the reason that you gotta let her. So King, what's going on,
bro? What's up?
So like, what is this thing you're talking about? I am, like, yeah, God said that to Moses, but like,
no,
what? Oh, like the translation to English would be "I am that I am," but he actually said I will that I will."
No, the translation wouldn't be "I am that I am." It doesn't even say "I am."
The translation should say "I will," that I will.
Yes, it should say "I will be what I will be." It should say that.
Isn't "I am that I am" and "I will be that I will be" is pretty much the same thing?
No, it's not.
How is it not the same thing?
Because, right, I am is a present tense verb. I will be is a future tense verb.
Yeah, but he's also past, present, and future.
Stop, brother. You already had your chance. You wanted to deflect, so stop.
He's also past, present, and future, so he's like all in one.
Okay, brother. So if he's... My question is, why couldn't Jesus just use what he actually said to Moses?
Your question isn't valid. You're not God.
Brother, you wanted to deflect, so be quiet, bro.
You're deflecting.
So Kings, why couldn't he just say, I will be? Why did he use a mistranslation?
What, you're saying why is the English mistranslated? Is that the question?
No, I'm asking you, why did Jesus, instead of using what he actually said to
What did
Moses,
Jesus say, "I am that I am"? When did Jesus say that?
what was it? John 8:50 something. I think it's John 8:56. I think or something like that.
Let's see.
John 8:54.
58.
Oh yeah, 58.
8:58.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before Abraham was, I am. That means he existed before Abraham. That's what it means.
Right, and he's correlating that I am to Exodus 3:14.
How do you know that?
Brother, because
Yeah, that's
Exodus
a
3:14.
How do you know that Jesus said that?
No, hold on.
Is that not?
How do you know
you're
that?
saying that Jesus didn't say that?
No, how
You're
is,
saying you're saying that Jesus didn't say that?
I mean, you're going off of a book. Like this book is a book that's written. It's
I don't believe in this book, bro.
by God.
I don't believe in this book. I don't believe in this
Anyways,
book.
you're kind of interrupting, Glow. What do you mean? How do you know it's for sure it's referencing that verse particularly?
Oh, okay, so I agree that it's not. The guy that came up here said that it was.
Bro, this guy didn't even know what he was talking about, and you should already know that.
Clearly, right? Clearly, he doesn't, right? But I don't even think that Jesus is claiming to be before, physically being before.
The
Abraham,
narrative
right?
is that Jesus is the Messiah.
Okay.
To be the Messiah, you got to be before mankind.
No. So read the context of John 8, right? So let's start. Do you have it pulled up, Kings?
8, John 8, yeah.
Go to start from. Just start from 54.
Jesus answered, "If I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, and whom ye say that he is your God. Yet ye have known him, but I know him. And if I should say I know him not, I shall not be a liar like unto you. But I know him and keep his sayings." Okay, what's your point?
No, keep going.
Okay, I'm not gonna read the whole thing.
Brother, it's only like 4 chapters.
Okay, your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day and saw it and was glad. And Jesus.
Okay, stop right there.
Okay.
Now you can stop right there for a second, right? So, your Abraham, right? He rejoiced to see my day, which was what? The 1st century, right? When Jesus actually lived. Can we agree on that?
Like, I'm trying to think, because it's your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it. So what did Abraham see? Like, what is this verse talking about?
It says it, to see my day.
Yeah, and he saw it. So what did Abraham see then? What day did he see?
Brother, he saw his messianic. What was God's promise to Abraham?
That he'll make many descendants. He'll give him land. What else can I say?
That he would see his seed, right?
Yeah, he would what?
That he will see his seed?
What do you mean he'll see his seed? Like he'll have a son?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And there will be as numerous as the stars.
Yeah. So he had to wait. He had to wait a bit for his first son, like 25 years, I believe it was, and then after that it was okay. But okay. So I just to this verse, I haven't read this in a long time, but like he saw the day and was glad, right? So the day he saw was what though?
Okay. Do you think that he saw Jesus himself? He literally saw Jesus' day.
Like, he didn't see. I don't know if he saw Jesus physically, but he knew he was talking to God.
Okay. So clearly he's not talking about Jesus himself, right?
Okay.
Right. So
yeah.
So when he says, right. So when he says before Abraham was, I am, he's clearly not talking about himself, right? He's talking about his quote unquote messianic, his messianic coming. Before Abraham was, I will be, brother. My messianic coming was before Abraham.
Yeah, but remember, yeah. But no. You read the next verse. Then the Jew said to him, "Thou art not 50 years old. How can that be before Abraham? Thou hast seen Abraham." And he says, "Verily I say unto you, before Abraham I was." Then they took up stones to stone him, because he was saying, "I was before Abraham. I was the awaited Messiah."
Now let me ask you.
That's what his whole point is.
Okay, let me ask you, brother. So every time Jesus spoke, Yes or no? Did the Pharisees always misunderstand him?
No, they more like hated on him and they just wanted to get him.
Okay, wait. So they didn't. They everything Jesus said, they understood it perfectly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They just wanted
what?
to get him. They just
Are
wanted.
you sure you read the gospel, bro?
Bro,
Are you sure you read the
Jesus would
gospel?
always go up to them and show them what's up, and then he would just walk away because he just like cooked them. That's what he did.
Constantly argue.
No,
So
he
Jesus
cooks
didn't
them on the
constantly
daily,
argue.
and then they just want us to pick up stones. That's what happens, man. Have you read the Bible?
Oh, brother, I'm asking you. All right, so
No, because you clearly don't know the context, man.
no, clearly you. I don't think.
That's what Jesus did.
Because
He
the
cooked
Pharisees
them.
are not
He told them what to
understanding
do, and they
Jesus
didn't want to
ever.
do it. So that, i.e., they understood what he was saying. Prove otherwise.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna give you an example. Give me a second. Let me think of a verse.
That's literally the whole story. Why they tried, and then they got Judas to rat up his position. He sold out, and he revealed it, and they grabbed him. That's the story, man. They wanted to get him so bad because he was doing miracles on the Sabbath. He was healing people. He was doing all the good godly things. He rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, exactly like basically what the prophecy said. You know, he fulfilled it all. He did nothing wrong. Jesus, the man, did nothing wrong.
Okay, so when Jesus says, "Destroy this temple, and and in 3 days I'll raise it up," they understood that.
Okay. Not
Oh, so they didn't
necessarily.
understand it.
Okay, but they understood it at the
So they didn't
end.
understand Jesus.
They oh my god. Yeah, at that very moment, they didn't understand it. Of course, just like how sometimes we don't understand things until we learn.
Okay, so then when Jesus spoke, they didn't understand him. Then,
For a brief moment until he explained it.
He
When
never
you learn
explained it
something
to the
new, you need to
Pharisees.
explain it to somebody.
He never explained it.
He
Where in
did.
the text does it say he explained it? Show it.
He explained it when he came back on the third day. That's when he explained it.
Brother,
That's what's up, bro. That's the
where?
reality.
Quote the scripture.
He came back and they're all hating on him.
Quote the book, chapter, and verse, bro.
What do you mean? He was risen on third day.
Book, chapter. Where does
What?
it say he explained it to the Pharisees? Book, chapter, and verse.
Because he resurrected.
Book, chapter, and verse, brother.
Okay, the verse is when he gave up the ghost. You know, the ground shook, the sky went dark, and they're like, oh wow, that was actually the Christ. Yeah, that's when he convinced them that he was the Messiah. Right there too. That book, chapter, and verse. That.
Okay, so you said that he explained to the Pharisees that that he will build the temple up in 3 days.
Which was
me
his
where he
body.
explained
Which
that to
was
them.
his body.
Okay, but I thought the Pharisees still didn't believe him, even after.
How didn't they believe him? They all these miracles happened when he gave up the
weren't
ghost.
the Pharisees persecuting Christians according to Acts?
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't understand it, right?
No, they did it on purpose because they know those were the good people.
Where does it say that?
Because they were the good people. They wanted to get rid of the good
book,
people.
chapter, and verse. Book, chapter, and verse.
What do you mean book, chapter, and verse? That's what they were doing. Why were
Well,
they?
I mean,
why were they
either-
hunting down
either
Christians
it
then?
says it, Kings, either it says it or you're making it up.
I'm not making it up. Why were they hunting down
so
Christians?
Then show it to me.
I'm asking you, why were they hunting down Christians?
Because they didn't believe Jesus was the Messiah, brother.
So why do you have to hunt down people then?
Because they didn't believe. Deuteronomy tells you to unalive people like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and also in the Ten Commandments tells you to live a proper life too. So remember that. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. That's what we gotta live by.
Oh, so okay, I'm about to cook you on that. So
Please.
You saying that they shall not kill, so the Israelites shouldn't have went out and unalived the Canaanite children, right?
Oh yeah, God told them that.
Oh, exactly. And God told them to unalive people that lead you away from His commandment, right?
Yeah, but that was like a one-time thing, though.
Okay, then.
One-time thing.
So Deuteronomy
Don't try to
told them
superimpose it on the whole
unalive them.
Bible.
No. This is a prophecy, brother. Deuteronomy 13. Let me go there right quick.
That's like everyone always talks about like the massacre when Joshua went over.
I could care less about that right now. We're talking about the New Testament, right? Deuteronomy told you that.
Deuteronomy's the Old Testament.
Oh my gosh, listen to it. But the Pharisees are following the Old Testament, right?
If they were following it,
then.
hey, hold on. If they were following it, then they would realize that was the Messiah.
No,
but they weren't following it because they were evil.
No, because of Deuteronomy 13.
Bro, they were not following it because they were evil. So, i.e., they didn't follow the Bible, the Torah.
Let me read you this. So, this is Deuteronomy 13. It says, "If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams that giveth you a sign or a wonder, and that sign or wonder comes to pass.
Mm-hmm.
So this prophet is going to perform signs and wonders that will happen. It genuinely will happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. So this prophet is not only going to perform works and wonders, he's also going to tell them that the God that they're serving are not the real God. They don't know the true God. And then it says, thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God is testing you to know whether or not you love the Lord with all your heart and all your soul. You shall walk out after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and you shall serve him and cleave unto him. And that prophet or dreamer of dreams shall be put to death.
Okay.
So he's telling you to unalive this prophet that is going to do this. So when the Pharisees are unaliving Christians, they're just doing what God told them to do when he gives them the false prophet.
This is where it doesn't make any sense. Okay. You're saying that the only way they can do that is if a false prophet comes and makes claims but it doesn't come true, then they're allowed to do that, right?
No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't. It says that the signs and wonders will come to pass.
Oh. Okay, so you're saying if a prophet comes and it does come to pass, then you should get him.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
read it again because it didn't make sense. Let me look it up too. Where's that?
Yeah, yes, Deuteronomy 13. So, and the sign or wonder comes to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, let us go after other gods which thou hast not known. So he's going to present to them a God that they do not know. They don't know this God. And let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or the dreamer of dreams, for the Lord God is testing you. So that's one way that you can identify the false prophet. The second way is in verse 5. It says, and that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to you to turn away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in. So there's two ways that you can identify this false prophet. Well, technically three, right? So the first one is that they're going to perform signs and wonders, right? He's telling you, don't let that shit deceive you. They're gonna perform signs and wonders, but that doesn't matter. That's one way. The second way is that prophet is going to tell them that they don't know the God they're serving. The third way is going to be that they're going to lead them away from what God commanded them to walk in. And God says, so thou shalt put the evil away from the midst of thee, which would be by putting them to death.
So you're saying they did the right thing according to the Bible?
Now,
is that what you're saying?
Let's get into that, right? Yes, we're going to get into that, right? So, did Jesus do signs and wonders?
Of course he did.
Okay. Did he tell the Pharisees, you do not know God?
I believe so.
Okay. Now, and did he bring a new covenant, a covenant in which you don't have to keep the old anymore?
Yeah, because by the narrative, he was the Messiah.
Okay, so out of these three criterias, right, is that not exactly what Deuteronomy says the false prophet?
No, it's not. You know why?
Hold on. Is that not exactly what Deuteronomy says?
No,
when
it
God
doesn't.
will send them a false prophet, that false
prophet, a dreamer, okay? Jesus was not just a prophet, not just a dreamer, but he was Messiah. He was Messiah. It doesn't say if a Messiah arise among you. So it's completely different, actually.
Brother, that's a claim. The claim is that he's a Messiah.
No, that's a claim, but it's also the narrative of the Bible. That he was the Messiah.
Okay, so he was,
and they rejected him.
Oh, okay.
So this is a false comparison.
Why?
Deuteronomy
Why
13, false comparison.
Why did they reject him? Okay, so why did they reject him?
Well, he was calling them out on their BS, and he was embarrassing them in front of everybody.
That's not why
yes, he did.
What is the Messiah supposed to do?
He's supposed to save everybody, man.
But in what way?
By forgiving their sins.
No, according to the Old Testament. Yeah, according to the Old Testament, what is the Messiah supposed to do?
He's supposed to be the king of the world.
No, it doesn't say of the world.
Yeah, it does actually in the book of Revelation.
Is the Revelations the prophets?
Well,
Or is that the New
John, I would consider to be pretty much a prophet if he had dreams of Revelation.
Okay, but that's the New Testament. Okay, so
Doesn't matter. You got to connect the whole Bible.
Jesus is going. Hold on. So you're saying that Jesus is going to do this in the future, right?
Yeah, like yeah.
Okay, so now make this brother. Just listen to what I'm saying, right? How can you fulfill a prophecy if you're going to do it? How did you fulfill a prophecy if you're going to do it in the future?
Because he already came, was born of a virgin, died on the cross, all prophesied, and the second coming is the next prophecy in the line.
Right, brother. But you said that you said that he fulfilled this.
He fulfilled the first part of the prophecy. Yes, he did.
Okay, so then he didn't fulfill the part where he's supposed to be a ruler.
Not yet. No.
Okay, so then he's not the Messiah.
How? It's a 2-part prophecy.
No, brother.
It is. That's what the Bible outlines.
When he reigns on earth, he is supposed to be the king over Israel, not over the whole world. But he never was a king over Israel.
No, there's a 2-part prophecy: the first and second coming of the Messiah.
Okay, so where in the Old Testament does it say that the Messiah will come again?
See, now that's a good question. That's a great question. The thing is with prophecy, and what people miss about prophecy, that it's actually woven into the literature, and it just looks like you're reading words, but it's actually a cross-reference to the future, and that's why the Bible has over 36,000 cross-references with it. There's no other book in history that has that.
Okay. Yeah, so what you get, so your 3,000 cross-references.
36,000.
The 36,000 is actually from a website. You can look it up. Where it's actually 36 contradictions, and Christians took that and reversed it. That's all it is.
How?
So,
when we have all the references we have in the Bible.
You can go look at the website. You can go look at a website. It's exactly that claim, right? But anyways, that's getting away from the point, right? So if you're going to claim that Jesus is the Messiah, that would mean that he would have had to fulfill the prophecies about him, which you said that he's going to do it in the future.
It's a two. Okay, see, you don't even understand the context of the prophecy, and you're trying to tell me what it is. The context of the prophecy is that it's a 2-part prophecy. The first time he's gonna come, and he's gonna show everyone he's the Messiah, and it's gonna go how it's gonna go. And guess what? They rejected him, and now it's gonna be a second coming. That was the whole whole plan.
Brother. Okay, cool. Now show me in the entire Tanakh where it says that there's going to be a second coming of the Messiah.
I gotta look it up because.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me a minute. Because, like I said, people miss it all because it's interwoven in the literature, like it's just like it's nothing, but it's actually the future.
Just go ahead and look it up, bro. Go ahead and look it up.
David, did you invite me up?
Yeah, I did, bro.
Saying that there's knowledge. What up, knowledge? What's going on, Harlem? You say that there's a text within the text, bro. Like you don't see it, but I do. Hey. Shoot, bro.
Equivalent of saying, but what happened was.
Damn, baby, you a panel whore.
Okay, this is one. There's a few. Zechariah 14:4. On that day, his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, east of Jerusalem, and the Mount of Olives will be split in two from the east to the west, forming a great valley with half the mountain moving to the north and half to the south. Okay, that's one.
Okay, now hold on. Respectfully, nothing that you just read said anything about a second coming.
Okay, hold on.
Nothing. No. Nothing that you just read said anything about a second coming. Nothing.
Because it's interwoven in the literature. Sometimes the Bible doesn't tell you straight up, this is a prophecy, and then it gives you example. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Daniel 7:13-14. In my vision at night, I looked, and he was one like a son of man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient of Days and was led into his presence. He was given authority, glory, and sovereign power. All peoples, nations, and men, every language worshipped him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that will not pass away, and his kingdom is one that will ever be destroyed. Okay?
Where does it say of a second coming?
Bro.
Right. Again, nothing there says anything about a second coming.
But it's describing him as being a king of the world. It's not fulfilled yet. Yeah, have you ever?
No, we're not asking.
Yeah. Have you woke up and you watched the news and going, look what happened in the Middle East?
No,
or are you ignorant?
We're not asking if it was fulfilled yet.
No,
We're
because
asking where does it say that he will come again?
Because you guys are not understanding real life. Okay, there's wars going on in the Middle East for a reason. Because all this end times is gonna happen. No, you guys have current events. You have no current events, man. You're stuck on TikTok. No, you guys are just stuck on TikTok. You gotta go outside and live life, man. You gotta figure out what's going on.
TikTok too.
Yeah, I am. I am on TikTok, but I know what I'm talking about. That's the difference.
All right. So you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So show me where it says that the Messiah will come a second time.
I just read you 2 verses.
Nowhere.
It doesn't say word for word like that. You're looking for a word for word exact prophecy. So I'm sorry, it's not there. You already know that.
Exactly what the Messiah is supposed to do.
It doesn't have to say it. Yes, it does have to say it. What do you mean it doesn't have to say it? It does have to say it.
It said about it talked about the virgin birth. It talked about the virgin birth born in Bethlehem. It said that very clearly, and it happened.
Let's go there.
Let's go there.
Yeah, that's easy. So let me actually see if you read Isaiah. So what is Isaiah about?
Tell me.
Go ahead. Don't look it up. Tell me.
I'm looking up something else. I haven't read it. I haven't read like every single book multiple times. So, we all learn. We're all learned together. So
you don't. So you haven't read Isaiah, and so you don't know what is Isaiah about. Okay, so first of all, Isaiah 1 verse 1. Can you go there and read that?
1:1.
Yes, sir.
This is a context. So we taking things out of context.
No, I'm saying you don't even understand the context. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're about to see if we all understand.
Okay.
You don't even know what the context of Isaiah 1 and 1 is.
Yeah, I know what's going on in the world, and it's not good. So, the vision concerning Judah and Jerusalem that Isaiah son of Amos saw during the reign of Uzziah, Jotham, as Ezekiel, king of Judah. Okay.
In the days of what?
Bro, I'm reading it, bro.
You gotta actually read. You gotta read to consume the words, not just read it to read. So what did you get out of Isaiah 1:1?
Okay, it's a vision, obviously.
Okay.
Vision of what?
It's Judah and Jerusalem that Isaiah son of Amos saw during the reign of whatever's time reign. So what's your point?
Okay, so in the days of
Yeah, that's what you gotta understand.
Okay, you want to play this game? All right. Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, king of Judah. Okay, can you explain now?
Yes.
Whoa. No. You have the days of who?
Bro, I'm not gonna play a repeat game. Don't act stupid now. Just tell me what you mean. You're just trying to be like some dumb shit. Come on.
You're reading it fast and you're not even.
Bro, I just read it twice in a row. How am I reading it fast if I read it twice in a row?
So what is it talking about?
Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, wake up, lock in.
What you just read? What did you just read? What is it talking about there?
I just said it's a vision during the time of their reign.
Okay, so it's talking about a particular time.
Can you get to your point? Can you get to your point, bro?
Anything there talking about Jesus, a prophecy about Jesus.
Bro, what did I tell you about prophecy? Prophecy is interwoven in the text.
What did you see anything there prophesying about Jesus or talking about Jesus or anything in Isaiah 1 and 1?
Not literally, no, but it's actually there.
That's our point. So
you're looking at the Bible as face value when you know there's more to it.
Yo, bro, these Christians.
Bro, you don't know the Bible at all, bro. I'm sorry. Zero.
Okay, all right, Kings. So clearly it says, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. So this is in the days of the kings of Judah.
What's your point, bro?
Oh, so it's going to be in the days. Did Jesus
it's still prophecy.
Okay, hold on, Kings. Did Jesus live in the days of Ahaz?
No brainer question.
Answer the question.
No brainer, bro. Like,
No,
is
so
this all you got? This is weak,
it's
bro.
a very straightforward.
This is like
See,
weak.
because you know I'm about to cook you. That's
No,
why.
bro.
So
You guys have no
was
clue about
Jesus
history. You guys don't have no clue about current events.
They deflect
You don't
what
know
they're
what's
wrong,
going
they
wrong
deflect.
with the world.
Yeah,
So what do you know?
Did Jesus?
And you think you know the Bible? It's funny, bro.
Okay. Did Jesus live in the same time as Ahaz?
No,
So then how is this about Jesus?
because it's prophecy, man. What? Okay, can you Google prophecy for me? Let's Google prophecy together. Maybe we gotta go to baby terms for you guys. Okay? Like literally.
What's going on, brother? I'm pretty sure you're an honest dude. It's Isaiah 1:1 talking to anything about was Jesus there in the days of Judah?
Again, repeating the same question.
He was not.
That's all you had to say, bro. It's not that hard.
It's a no-brainer question. You realize that, right?
That's not that hard.
Yes, I do.
See? He's a Christian and he even says that. So now let's go to Isaiah 7, where it says he will be born of a virgin, right?
No, it's actually yeah, that too. But there's another verse I want to talk about, Micah 5:2, where the location.
Okay, hold on, we gotta deal with one at a time, bro. One at a time. I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
About the virgin. That's what we're gonna deal with right now.
Yep. All right, so can you read what version, what like translation do you use? NIV. Oh my gosh, man, y'all Christians or something.
Bro, it's all the same Bibles since 400 AD. So I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not. It's
It is, bro. It is.
Anyways,
Probably why he don't know the Bible.
yeah, exactly.
You guys don't know history.
So it says when. So it says, can you read one? Can
Here,
you just start reading?
you know what?
And I'll stop when I need to.
I'm just gonna say my final words because you guys are looking at the Bible just from
you're running now.
No, I'm not running. No, I'm not running, bro.
Stop when I need to.
I'm just gonna say my final words because you guys are just
You're running now. You're running. Oh, he's running. Yeah.
He's about to get cut.
He was about to get cooked, boy.
It's horrible. Yo, these Christians, man.
You guys are just looking at the Bible as a purely on paper, but prophecy goes deeper than that.
Like I had a good conversation with me.
And you guys have no clue about current events or history of Israel. So go do some research, young bucks.
I had dealt with it in the on this live, man.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean? He's probably more logical and he try not to be biased as much as he can. So I mean, that's the conversation that I have.
All you guys know how to do is kick because you're cooked.
I don't know how people do it. That shit, I don't even like the time, man. Cause they just straight up and down lie.
Midday, around lunch, 12 p.m.
Tomorrow, I got.
You stop. Should we pop for Lent or something?
Maybe.
I'm not going if you spend.
Saint Maximus the Confessor, but I was showing you how he believed that.
Yo,
So,
I used to be Catholic, but I converted many years ago because they didn't have the traditions of the Bible. They kind of added to it and made it their own, and that's why I don't follow Catholicism.
name one.
Well, you have the 7 sacraments. That's not biblical.
That's all biblical.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
John's, buddy, hold on. Baptism, Acts 2.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Hold on, man, calm down. Baptism, Acts 2. Confirmation in Acts 3. Eucharist in John 6. Confession would be James 5. Matrimony, I mean, you have to agree with matrimony, I think.
Obviously.
Marriage is everywhere. Holy orders would just be Acts again, just the book of Acts entirely, basically. What others are there?
Yeah,
Right,
let's talk about confession because that was bear your sins to one another, right?
Hold on, baptism, yeah.
Yeah.
Baptism, Acts 2. Confirmation, Acts 3. Eucharist, John 6. Penance or confession, James 5. Anointing of the sick, that's in Acts, I think. I know it's somewhere in Acts. I forgot the exact verse. I'll pull it up later. And matrimony, I think we agree. Holy orders, that's everywhere, like Matthias, for example. So
Yeah, well, okay, confession, okay? What the Catholics did is that they made the catechism, and that's the interpretation of the Bible.
confession, catechism was well, the catechism has adapted over the years, over the councils. But
Yeah, but it's basically like the Hadith for the Quran.
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It's an interpretation.
You don't have to affirm the catechism. You just have to affirm the infallible teachings in the catechism.
Can you define catechism?
The teachings, the outline of the teachings of the church.
Yeah, so it's the correct interpretation of the Bible, correct?
No.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Oh, so
No.
so where do all these traditions come from if it's not from the Bible?
Hold on, man. Calm down. You're straw manning every single one of my topics. What I'm trying to say is the catechism is not completely infallible, but it does teach infallible teachings. But majority of the catechism is pastoral.
Okay. So
you don't know anything about our catechism. Stop butchering it. And confession is taught by people like St. Augustine or St. Augustine.
Bro, Jesus never taught that. Okay.
But hold on, I'm refuting your original claim. Stop making your deeper argument. You're saying that the catechism changed it. St. Augustine taught it. St. Irenaeus taught it. St. Ignatius
Bro, those are
taught
nobody.
it.
Those are nobody. Don't worry about those guys. What did Jesus say? You want to quote men? How about you quote Jesus?
Yeah. James 5:16.
Yeah. Okay. What does that mean? You want to pull it up?
Do you know the verse?
Yeah. Confess your sins to one another.
Okay, so why do I have to pull it up?
Because your definition and your interpretation is wrong.
So why does the early church disagree with you?
Because they're a bunch of freaking hypocrites.
So hold on.
Look at the Catholic Empire. Look at what your Pope even admitted they're doing, bro. Come on, man.
Hold on, man.
Come on, man.
We're going on different topics.
No, it's on the same topic. What are you talking about? Stop trying to run away by saying calm down because you're cooked. Come on.
I'm just saying. So you think the early church was wrong for over 1,600 years?
Yeah, actually, the Catholic Church was wrong for 1,000 plus years. Yeah, 100%.
Even the reformers.
Yeah, and guess what? And when they got conquered by the barbarians, they were still allowed to conduct their.
What
No.
does it have to do with this?
No, it has to do with everything, man. You're getting a lesson today. Yeah, exactly.
What about hold on, buddy.
Cooked, bro.
What does it have to do
Cooked.
with this? No, you're being dishonest.
Cooked.
It has to do with everything. You're being dishonest.
Cooked.
You're being dishonest, man.
After the barbarians conquered Rome, they were still allowed to exist because they're evil. Do your research.
Did we get a single point across? Oh, Alicia, he would probably disagree with you, so don't even.
The Vatican is evil and you worship pedophiles. Worship and venerate evil people. You think you're smarter than what you actually are. LOL.
Come on. King of Knights, I wouldn't let you talk to Alexis. Bro, the past 4 people just said cooked, even though I literally couldn't even get a single point across. Nearly dropped my water.
Repent and leave that evil cult.
Alicia, come up here, man. Please.
She's too fucking scary.
Just because cross your dreads.
McDonald's. And my TV remote.
What's the lie about a cat?
You scam we all.
Where's the map name aim?
I can't even think of anything right now. I don't know. I just don't. Maybe I'm.
We get rid of.
How's it going?
Good by yourself.
Good.
Have you been on the panel before?
I don't think so.
Right on. Did you have a look at the prompt?
Yeah, so like, is God real?
Are you talking about a god of your own or
is God real in general, like for everybody?
I don't believe in God.
So where do we come from?
I don't know.
Are we evolved monkeys, or are we more than that?
No, we're evolved.
Yeah, but if we're evolved, then how could something like evolve from a one-celled amoeba to a fish to a mammal to us? How does that even happen without even a mind behind it?
Why does it need a mind?
Because the astronomical chance of all that lining up is like the number is so big that it's not even fathomable. So it's not logical. Like
The astronomical chance that a conscious mind existed before existence is, though, that's reasonable.
It's not, but there's so many laws and constants that constitute our life form on Earth that have to be so perfect, and if they weren't, then life wouldn't exist. All these had to come into alignment all at once, or it wouldn't have worked. So the mere fact that's even true, and we, as our mathematicians and our scientists, study more and more, they see these laws of the universe, and they see that it holds the fabric of reality together. So that's what I'm saying. This cannot all come about by chance. Just like when we
said that the laws hold it together.
The laws of the universe, the laws of math, laws of science.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah, but that cannot just come about by itself out of a big bang.
Scientists find out.
Yeah, but how they're only studying what they're observing here and now, right? But
what would they study otherwise?
Well, no, that's my point. Is that it was always a fact before they even discovered it.
But is your claim of like a biblical God or a God in general?
Biblical.
Okay. So, do you believe in the Bible as a true historical document?
Yeah.
Unquestionably and unequivocally?
To the most degree. Yeah, like I'll concede a bit right off the bat and say, yeah, there is a chance that maybe over the 2,000 years, 3,000 years of Bible, that, you know, a verse here, a verse there could have been lost, or a verse could have been, you know, not translated correctly. But I'm saying at least 98, 97% accurate. Like we're pretty close with consistency of the Old and New Testament.
So do you believe that that existence is only around 5,800 to 6,000 years old?
Well, this is like I love this topic because it's deeper than that, right? So what we know, that there was boots on the ground, i.e., man on the earth, about 6,000 years ago for the first time. But remember, in the Bible it says
the world is older than that.
Yeah, the Bible. The world could be older than that because there was water and void before there was earth. So it was technically older than when there was land and man on the earth.
So the earth is older than 6,000 years old?
Yes, possibly, yes. This is a very hard one to address because it doesn't really talk about in the Bible like that.
So if the Bible doesn't strike your sensibilities, then you equivocate it?
What do you say it again?
When the Bible doesn't strike your sensibilities, when you look at reality and you're like, that doesn't quite comport with what I see, then you equivocate the Bible. Hence the reason the earth seems to be older than what the Bible would tell us.
Yeah, I think there's just like a misunderstanding between like our scientific community and like the biblical community, because the Bible never says how old the earth is. It just tells you when men started on the earth, and then like they're
No, that's not true.
It does. It never says
with the creation of people.
Yeah, but before the creation of people, it was a void and water.
I would agree with King. The Bible never gives an exact date on when the world was created. So what happened was, the scholar James was the first one to do this, as far as we know, where he traced the lineages back to Adam and came up with the number of 6,000.
By pure math, he just added the numbers up, and that's when men was first on the ground, right? And that's when men pretty much got kicked out of the garden in that time frame, right? But like I said, the Bible never says how old the earth and the water is. So my theory that I've been researching is that maybe when scientists do studies on the earth and the water and everything, and they're getting a huge number, like billions of years, right? Maybe they're right. Maybe their science is right, but all they're doing is actually finding the truth of like, oh, the earth and the water is actually billions of years old because God is infinite. So it's up there. So it's a theory.
Fossil record.
But that presupposes God. That's the problem.
Why?
Because you have to presuppose God exists and created the universe.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why I said that's presupposing God.
Yeah, so it's presupposing God, right? But like it's such a hard topic because people want to say, oh, it's 6,000 or is it billions? Well, science says it's billions, but the Bible says 6,000 of written history. So, yeah, I'm getting too much feedback from you, background. Uh, so this is a really hard topic, right? So, but if we can just start from what's written down, it wasn't written down in Abraham's time or Isaac or Jacob, right? In Adam's time, it was written down by Moses, and like what Moses did was that like God revealed things to him, and he wrote it all down in the first 3 books of the Bible, right? Of the Torah, and then after that, it was a continuation of the prophets, right? So Moses was like the pioneer of the written history of God. So that's like the history of the Bible.
What makes you believe it was Moses that wrote the Bible then?
Is because the continuation of the people of Israel stayed consistent. What I mean by that is that after they were freed by slaves, that Moses passed away, and then Joshua took over, and then they led him across the river, right? After that, they went to their promised land, and hey, there's people there. And then this is the controversy, this is the hard part, when God told them, hey, like wipe them out and stuff like that. And it did happen. There was a people, a tribe, that went and conquered another tribe, and then they established the 12 tribes of Israel, and then they established the kingdom of Israel through David. So all of these things all lined up. And if we even look today in the what's going on in the Middle East, it's all around Israel. It's not just a coincidence. We can't just say, oh, the coincidence this, coincidence that. No, they've been fighting for thousands of years.
But it's not because of the Bible. The Bible doesn't give an accurate description of the event.
No, but the Bible.
When we talk about like Moses, one, there's no evidence to support Moses exists, and two, the Old Testament specifically, from the Genesis account and Moses' account, all the way up until what's happening with David and Solomon, these is not historical. These are called foundational myths.
Yeah, but how can it be a foundational myth if the people actually succeeded and they got a land?
No, they didn't. And also,
what do you mean?
do you understand what a foundational myth is?
Foundational myth, like something that supports their narrative?
No, it's a story they tell. Okay, it's a story a people group tells about their origin.
Yeah, to support their narrative.
Yeah, it's how they determine their history. And another example of a foundational myth will be coming out of Africa, specifically with Yoruba. Like, man is the byproduct of a Batala getting drunk.
Okay, but David claimed that God was with him and he gave him the victory over the giant, right? Yeah, that's way later.
That's literally in every religion.
How is that? What do you mean?
Norse paganism, Odin says that all the frost giants are going to be killed off. Also, if you go into African spirituality, there's multiple different characters that said that their gods were with them. Like multiple different religions have stories of people who say that their gods are with them.
Charlie.
Yeah, that's fine, but
hold on one second. Charlie, can you please send the guy who's AH is his username home, please? Because he's sharing the live.
Yeah, I don't need that in my snares. There he goes. Here you go. We can continue.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that I got echo. Okay, no. So if you said everybody claimed that God was with them, sure, but which people actually proved it when they've been conquered and came back and conquered and came back? And,
again,
you know what I mean?
They didn't prove it. That's the problem.
They did because they're still there today.
They're not still there.
They are as a nation, as a land. They're still there.
No, that land is not their ancestral land.
Yeah, it was the land that was promised to Abraham.
The United States gave them.
No, it was no. That was their ancestral land since 12 tribes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
Even when you look at the older maps, no, it's not.
Yeah.
The state of Israel that exists today is not Israel that existed thousands of years ago.
The 12 tribes in the nation of Israel.
Israel that exists today
let's Google
is not the same Israel.
Yeah, maybe not to the exact border, but it's in that exact area.
King, we'll continue the conversation, but I want to make sure that I greet the people that join the panel. I chose the other way. I appreciate you joining us, of course. And then I also have Steel Discussions. Have you been with me before?
Yeah, he was up here a couple times.
Yeah, I've been here before.
I thought so. Thanks for joining again, and I know that Gujarati Bhagat has also been with us before. Thanks for joining also. Just having a conversation with King of Night, is it?
King of Knives.
About his belief in the biblical God.
Yeah, I invited Steel. Okay for this very conversation, as well as a couple other people, but like, you're not accurate, King, when it comes into like these people proved that they didn't prove anything. Because
Okay.
for starters, you need to demonstrate that the claims in the text are accurate, and they're not.
Okay. So if you Google Kingdom of Israel map in David's time.
Google's not a source.
Oh
and
my
also on top
gosh!
of that,
Come on, man.
it's not a source. It's a search engine.
Obviously, thank you, Captain Obvious.
That again, you're still diverting from the point, which is you have to demonstrate the claim.
Okay, I am right now, but you keep interrupting me. You keep interrupting me. Okay.
It's not even interrupting.
If you look up the map.
Because it's true, because this people exist, and it's like, yes, they tell stories about their origins.
Okay.
That's not proving that the origins
All right.
actually happened.
So when David had a kingdom, his kingdom extended. It had borders.
Know that David existed.
Oh my gosh! Then you don't know ancient history. Then you got to go do research. No, you don't. You don't know ancient history because you know pharaohs existed.
No cameras.
I don't allow cameras. You can come back on.
You acknowledge the pharaohs existed. You acknowledge the Persian Empire.
Evidence of their existence.
Buddy, do we have evidence of Israel? Just because they don't teach in a school doesn't mean anything.
Israel, of the claims being made.
Brother, do you know the kingdom of Israel?
We have evidence of China in the Four Rivers.
Yeah.
Does that mean that they were formed by dragons?
That's a myth, man. Well, I'm talking about reality, bro. I'm talking about the reality of kingdoms and nations. Do you know what I'm talking about?
We don't know if David was a real person.
Bro, what are you talking about? You're just making a claim. You're just saying things without even thinking.
Okay,
like, prove what you're saying.
Like, King, what evidence exists that David was real?
Let's look it up. Let's look it up together because you need it. King Solomon was the third richest person in history. So I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a single stela that invokes the name of the House of Dawid. And so,
Yeah, and that's what's been found. How much has been destroyed?
That there was a united kingdom, and it doesn't say that that person was greater than
Okay.
a tribal.
It says
leader.
King David is considered a historical
there's no
figure.
actual evidence. And when we talk about the Exodus, and we talk about this, the people of Israel coming into Canaan and taking the land over, it doesn't bear fruit in the archaeological record, which doesn't show a difference in cultural artifacts or heritage in the archeological record. There's a continuance of the same cultural pottery, the same artifacts, the same everything is continuous.
Okay, so
that would say that there wasn't some invasion, and that there wasn't a people of Israel that conquered the land of Canaan. There's nothing that shows that in the archaeological record.
There's no evidence that they were even slaves in Egypt.
That's not entirely accurate, if I'm being honest. I actually just got done doing an entire in-depth scholarly article on both Israel and Judah and Judea. If we look back through history, and that was part of the reason I originally joined. I'm just gonna make my piece, and then I'm actually headed to bed. But I wanted to join for this particularly.
So wait, hold up. You just want to come up, make a claim, and roll?
Not particularly. I'm just adding a little bit of new.
If you're just gonna roll, then then there's no point. Then you're just making a claim and rolling, and then I can't even interrogate the point if I don't find it to compare with what I know.
Well, you'll probably be familiar if you've studied the subject. You probably know about some of these. Because Oblivion made the comment about there's no archaeological evidence for anything between Genesis and David.
That's not what I said.
Oh well, that was how I interpreted what you said.
I specifically said the story of the Exodus, and I also said that we don't really have any evidence to support that David existed. That was it. I specifically was asking King to prove the claims of the Old Testament to be accurate. His only response was, the nation of Israel exists.
Yeah, that's all I said. That's all I said, right?
If we look at
Talk about King David and Solomon, bro. We didn't bring that up, did you?
Invoking names isn't giving a proof.
No, but they're real historical figures, and he's denying facts. It's called cognitive dissonance.
Okay, there's a difference between saying real historical figure and being based off a real historical figure. Those are two different
Man,
things.
King Solomon was the third richest person in history. Please go do your research, man. please. Like
If
you're
we-
denying facts here.
If we look at the Moabite stone, we can actually find specific mentions of particular engagements between Moab and Israel that are actually recorded in the Old Testament. If we look at the archaeological layer, we can actually find a destruction layer from when Babylon conquered Judah, and then from when Assyria.
No, you're talking about a different time than I'm talking about. Because what I'm saying is there's no proof of a cultural change between the Canaanites and the Hebrews, and so that shows that these people of Israel who came and conquered the land of Canaan isn't a truth. I'm not saying that there isn't proof that there was a northern and a southern kingdom. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's no proof that there was a united kingdom. Okay, so understand the nuance of my point.
Well, that's because the Israelites were Canaanites. If we look at the actual
That's my point. That's precisely what I'm saying.
We find that they're actually a branch of Canaanites who made themselves distinct. We can see a difference in the way that they build their houses. They switched over to a 4-room house. We notice a particular lack of pig bones, which suggested an avoidance of pork. We can, during the...
Can I ask a question?
Time.
Go ahead, Bobby.
So those distinctive cultural factors, such as like the avoidance of pork, as well as like a 4-room house, were those distinctive cultural factors dated to the time period that as we know it, like somewhere around like 3500 BCE to like 3000 to 1000 BCE? 1500 BCE to 1000 BCE.
Also, on top of that, like with the claims being made specifically, like no one here is denying about the conflicts that happened in Moab. Like specifically, it is the Exodus as well as David's existence. The only thing that supports David, the only thing that supports David is the Tel Don stele that references King of the House of David, and it was dated roughly 200 years after supposedly David's reign.
Okay, let's talk about the Roman Empire, because they took over Israel in 63 BC, right? So they were obviously a nation before Rome took them over, right?
You mean Assyria?
Israel was a nation when Rome took them over.
No, it was not.
Okay.
He's talking about the land of Judea.
No,
it existed, but it wasn't a nation.
It was a nation.
It was ruled by the Sassanid Empire by that point in time, and then Pompey came and took it from the Sassanids, and so that would go back to Alexander, and then before that it was
Babylonians.
No, there was another group that was there.
Babylon to Persia, from Persia to Macedon, from Macedon to the technically it went to Egypt, the Ptolemaic reign, and then from the Ptolemaic it went to the Seleucid, and then from Seleucid to Rome.
Yeah, Seleucid, excuse me, I said Sassanid.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The Bible and the consistency of the Bible is proven there because it shows the history of where they came from.
The Bible doesn't even cover that period.
It does. What do you mean?
Was it the exilic period?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Maybe it was about 400 years before Jesus was like the last writings.
What's that, Daffy?
But like I said,
the Bible actually covers all of that. There's a book that's removed from the Bible because it's not necessarily religious. It's called the Book of Maccabees. That covers the period of the Ptolemaic and Seleucid. And if you look at what's actually still in the Old Testament, we have periods that cover the periods that they're ruled by Babylon and Persia. So a large majority of it is actually still.
There's a whole bunch of background noise that's coming in from one of the profiles.
I hear that as well.
Host, I have a question.
Go ahead, Pinky.
And then I'll drop off because you're a smart guy. Was Socrates Plato's mentor?
I think that is what they teach, right? But there's not proof again that Socrates existed. It's so, or Plato, right? So, well, I think Plato's a little more sure, but Socrates is not so sure.
Oh, there's a possibility it didn't even exist?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. All right, thank you. I'll listen.
Specifically, Socrates' existence is kind of it's kind of weird. Once you start dealing with Greek philosophers, a lot of the evidence comes from letters of their students.
So did Confucius exist then, or no?
Confucius seems to have...
Confucius did. China's just slightly better, but like, for instance, like Sun Tzu did not exist.
Well, and what most of Confucius's writings come from his students as well. So...
Okay, and the Torah came from Ezra, right? Didn't Ezra?
The Torah is far more complex a situation. There's actually 4 sources that they track. It's the E, the J, the P, and the D source. That's the Elohim, the Yahweh, the priestly, and the Deuteronomistic sources. And with the... I don't accept video. I'm sorry, Pinky. I don't have video. You can come back up without video, and I'll take you, but I don't allow video on my lives. But so those can be tracked, and the language that's
What's
used
up, Grant?
in the writings of those sources are
How's
how
it live?
we are able to tell
About to
which
get off.
of the writers or the period of writers they would have been EJ, P, or D.
That's definitely interesting.
So I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off, guys. But it's good talk. But like I said, I think the nation of Israel it stands for itself, and the reason that they even came back there nowadays is because it was their land. They occupied it before, and then the U.S. helped them and UK helped them. But anyways, the reason they're fighting today is all because of the fighting since thousands of years ago. So
it's a biblical war.
And that's happening now is because of because what went on in the late 40s.
Yeah, but it's deeper than that. But it's you got to just do some research.
I did. Hence why I brought up the party that's happening now is because of shit that went on in the 40s.
More than that. It's more than that.
Feel free to have some actual substance behind your claims in the future, man.
Yeah, I talked about general consensus of history, but you guys are just in La La Land, so
you had no clue
that's
about
it.
your
GG's.
Talked about general consensus of history, but you guys are just in La La Land.
You had no clue about your sense of history. You just made a bunch of claims that were...
Yeah, these guys are La 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 Land.
God doesn't even...
Went to La 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 Land. Went to La 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 Land. La 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 Land. Now, these guys love to throw likely and these words around like they know something, but like everything is real except for people in the Bible, Oh, King Tut was real. Oh, Alexander the Great was real. Oh, King David? No, he's not. King Solomon? No. Oh, Kingdom of Israel? Oh, there's no such thing. Yeah, oh yeah, what did Rome conquer? Oh yeah, it was just a bunch of nations there. Oh yeah, it was Judea, bro. Judea, what do you think Judea really is, man? It's the same thing. It was the same people in the same place, and then in 70 AD they got exiled, and in 1948 they came back because that was their land from the promised, and they fulfilling prophecy and all that good stuff. But they don't get it because they're reading the Bible at face value, and they think it's all just literal, but they completely miss all the prophecy. They completely miss all the love and the grace and the mercy. All they love to focus on is the evil, because that's what they have in their heart. They're evil. And they want to focus on evil because they're evil. I want to focus on good because I try to be good here. So that's what's going on here. They just want to focus on the evil because their hearts are evil and they're far from God, and they want to be sick on TikTok, and in real life they're fucking just a bunch of phonies, bro. Just a bunch of phonies who just want gratification from their friends and family, and they would think they're doing all the right things, but in actuality, bro, they're lacking, man. So that's the truth, man. Most of these people on TikTok, they're just lacking in life, and they want to come to a platform to flex their muscles, be able to kick you whenever you want and mute you whenever you want. That's all it is. It's just a facade, man. But yeah, that's what's up. And yeah, might get off right now. Yeah. What are you doing tomorrow? You working, Cracky Jack? You working tomorrow? Mackinac-Toll. Jeez, yeah, I'll go Rust. Rust Array, Fallen, and Dome, or Mackin, Mission, Firing Range, and Quarry. Firing Range, Mission, I don't even know what the Mission is MW3. Grizzle. What's up, Grizzle? Yo, the flame isn't moving anymore, Grant. The flame isn't moving. The flame isn't moving anymore. That's like the final. Grizzle got a whizzle. I'm gonna call you Grizzle. Where's Grizzle? Fucking Grizzle. Grizz it up.
They don't know who the fuck made it.
Damn. That's fucked.
Plastic here. That's almost fucking glove. That's.
Let's go, chat. Let's go, chat. Let's go.
Well, without exaggeration, this is, to many here in the room, the most iconic Rolex wristwatch in the world. It is the one and only Paul Newman of Paul Newman. I think we should start right. 1 million for Natalie Monbaum.
Jeez, 14 mil.
15,500,000 for Natalie. You're done? Selling officially at 15,500,000. Thank you for your patience, Natalie. It is history now. 15,500,000.
Absolutely tons of these gorgeous blue and grey chips and that honking face mill. But I want to find out, can we make Damascus steel from these 4140 milling chips? Can I forge worlds back together, these cast iron machines? You guys are so cute.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.